Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel and an extra welcome to all my new subscribers. There's been some more subscribers joining my channel recently, so you're very welcome to join in with us, and it's lovely to have you along. Today I'll be doing Roxy's weekly challenge. It's week 48 and she was making clusters using a formula. I think it's something a lot of people have done, but I actually haven't done myself. I've made clusters, but I haven't used the formula as she calls it before. So I'm looking forward to doing this. I love making clusters, and I haven't got any. I haven't made any this year, certainly not for Christmas. So I think it's going to be really fun to do. So I've pulled out a few neutral papers because the first part of the formula is to start with some backing papers that are some neutral. So I've got a bit of coffee dyed paper here. Got a bit of packaging, and I've got some straw paper, which Rachel used quite a bit of. So I just better grab my ruler for tearing these. Well, I don't know if I need a ruler really, but probably not for all of these smaller pieces. So I'll start with this bit of packaging, and they don't have to be a regular shape. So I'm just going to tear a piece down. So she made quite large ones, and again, I've only really ever made quite small clusters. I've not made large ones. I've seen Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodle, she makes quite a lot of large clusters. But it's not something I've actually done myself. So again, it's something new and fun to try. And let's just tear that off there. Oh, this is a really weird shape. I think I can't. I'll just tear that off a little bit, so it's not too much of a strange shape. So I'll do a couple of those. Let's tear off some of this, whoops, flying coffee dyed paper. So I'll just give that a bit more of a torn look. So some are going to be bigger than others. I think this is going to be a bit slightly smaller, this one. And that'll do. And I'll do another piece. Perhaps I'll do a long thin one with this one. Thinnish. Let's put that to one side. And where are we going? Just tear that down here a little bit. So I've managed to pull out a whole bunch of things that I might be able to use on these. So although it's a very simple project, you do need quite a big variety of things to use for the different layers. Right. I didn't need my ruler really, did I? Even have bothered. It's only sitting there. Might need it for something else, who knows. Perhaps I'll use it for tearing my book pages. So tear that down there as well. Now that one, and that one. So I've got a little selection, 2 of each. I've got 2 straw paper ones, 2 with packaging, and a couple with some coffee dyed paper. So that's the first layer. And let's put those bits aside so that they're keep them out of my way. I have a limited space here, and each time I do a layer, I need to clear the decks a little bit. So the next layer is to put some book page on. So I have a collection of small book papers, 2 pieces of book page. And these ones are the ones that I ordered from Rachel herself. So that's not a very useful piece. So I'm going to use a bit of that. So I've got a nice little bit of Italian paper here. So I'm going to put that somewhere. Maybe I'll do it that way round. Put that there. And a little piece here, which is also Italian. Very different font. Put that one on there. What else have we got in here? This little very tiny, looks like a very small dictionary page. Very tiny writing on that one. So let's put that one here. Maybe it's a bit too big. Down there. And what else have we got? So I have got some book page from, these are a couple of books that I used on my when I was doing my altered book, so I tore these pages out, so I might as well use them. They're in one of them's German, one of them's from the Reader's Digest book, so this is the Reader's Digest paper, so I might use a bit of that. Just tear that down a bit. Slightly random here, and I'll put that there. And some of this is the German book page. It's this lovely quality paper actually. One of my old uni books. Been more useful than it ever was when I was at university. Not sure I ever actually read it. Well, I may have read some of it. Many years ago. Put that one on there. How are we doing? Got one more to do. Let's see, what else have I got? There's a bit of, I think it's a bit of Shakespeare. Okay, I might just put that there. It's a little bit on the big side. Right, put that there. Okay, so we've got a bit of book page on each one. So let's just put those out of the way. Otherwise, I'll just get drowned in all these different packets of paper. Okay, so that's it. Now the next layer. So once I've built up a little bit, before I look for the focal points, I'll stick these down. Now she was talking about adding a little bit of colour, so I've got quite a few options for that. But before I do that, I was looking when I was watching her do it. I thought, yeah, I really like what she's doing. I love the clusters. But I felt I wanted to add something else, and that something else was some doily. I will try to add, I've got a few frames, so I might do a bit of frames, but I do feel I've got some coffee dyed doilies here. I've also got some Christmas doilies somewhere, which I might add as my colour, so I won't do them all the same. But I just thought, I like a bit of doily. What can I say? I just love that look of a doily peeking out on a cluster. So I think for some of them, that's what I'm going to do. Put that one there. Because it's still in the neutral theme, it's just another layer of neutral. I suppose it's just another element to the formula in a way. But I do like that look. As I say, Tina, I've seen her doing her clusters a lot, and she uses a lot of doilies, and I do love a bit of doily, I must say myself. So I'm just going to add doily to 4 of them, I think, maybe 5. Might just do a Christmas doily on one of them as the colour for one of them. I don't want to repeat myself too much with the Christmas doilies. Put that there. And I've got last piece to add. So I'm going to add that there. Ooh, I think that's upside down. So I'm going to add that there. Let's fish out my Christmas doily. I was looking for these the other day and I couldn't find them anywhere. And then I suddenly remembered where I put them. So I think I will try and use a bit. So they're just bright red with some snowflakes on. So I think as the requirement for the next layer is colour, I thought I can kill two birds with one stone and on one of these and use some coloured doily. So that can go there. Right, so I think that works for those layers. I think perhaps I should stick those on now. Just need a glue book and some glue stick. Let's just move them over. And get them glued on. So I've got this one. So I'm actually doing this challenge a bit earlier than usual. I usually don't get around to doing it till Friday of the week that she puts it up. But today, it's only Tuesday, so it only went up last night, so I'm really ahead of myself this week. That's partly because I have spent quite a lot of time in the last couple of weeks cracking on and filming ahead all my Christmas projects, my Christmas journal and the other project that you haven't seen yet, which is going to be appearing next week. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of filming ahead so that I leave myself a bit clearer in December to get on with just general Christmas stuff. I mean, I will be keeping up with Rachel's challenge and maybe doing one or two other things, but I really wanted to give myself a little bit more breathing space as far as making videos so that Christmas things can take precedence. So for instance, this morning I wanted to come and do this pretty well first thing. That was the plan. But instead I spent the first couple of hours sorting out orders that had been, things that had been ordered like as Christmas presents that had been sent wrong, and I'm having to send emails and arrange for things to be collected and reordered, and it's quite frustrating when you order some simple item. So I ordered some glasses for my daughter's partner. Simple set, cocktail glasses. That was all I wanted. Mixed set of cocktail glasses. Got them about 10 days ago, and they'd sent me martini glasses, which is not what I wanted. I wanted a mixture of other glasses as well. So I emailed them, arranged to have it collected. At quite a lot of expense to myself because they reckoned I'd ordered that was what I'd ordered, but I didn't think I had. So I ordered it again, made sure that it was absolutely the right thing I ordered. The confirmation email, agreed that I'd ordered the mixed set. That came yesterday, and it was wrong again. They sent the martini glasses yet again. So it's really frustrating. People can't just pack the things that you ordered correctly. So now I've had to go back to them. I sent another email, trying to arrange for that to be now collected. This time not at my expense. It definitely wasn't my error this time. So yeah, it gets a bit annoying when you've got lots of things to organise. I think that's going to tear, so I better use my art glitter glue. And there was another order I placed as well, which they could only send part of the order, and then there's a delay on the part that they are sending, and then so I cancelled the whole thing, and then a bit of it did arrive, and it just goes on and on. So I've had to arrange for that to be collected. So eventually, I thought I really need to just chill, go in my craft room, make some clusters, let it all go. I think it's all been sorted now, but not absolutely sure. In fact, I think I'm going to stick with the art glitter glue because, if you can see, glue stick does make things curl up a lot, and then you end up having to put them under books and stuff to flatten them out. So whereas this one, it hasn't done it so much, so I might stick with a bit of art glitter glue on these. I'm not inking, I'm just sticking and plonking, keeping it simple. I might ink a little bit around the whole thing afterwards, I don't know. By the time you've covered it, you don't really see the areas that you've inked anyway, that much. I do like the look, but I think it just takes a bit too much time, especially when you're making a video. The last thing you want is me sitting there inking every little tiny piece of paper. So I'm just going to go for it and pop all these bits on uninked. I'm a rebel today. Feeling ready for to be rebellious today. I was getting quite cross this morning, so I'm going to calm down now. And we did have a really lovely weekend, I must say. On Friday, my younger daughter, the one who's just got engaged, she came over. So we got to see the ring this time because she'd had to have it resized. So even though we have seen her since she got engaged, we hadn't seen the ring, which is absolutely beautiful. And she was so pleased with it. She just keeps twiddling with it and stroking it. And she's just so thrilled to get it finally in the size so it fits. Because she had to get it resized twice before it actually fitted her properly. She's got very, very slim hands. And yeah, so she and her fiance came over on Friday and stayed the night, and we talked wedding talk, as you'd expect. They've got it, even though they've only been engaged for a month, they've got it, everything's all booked. They've booked the venue, they've booked the caterers, they've really gone for it. They want to get it, you know, sorted, because there's so much to organise for a wedding, and they've given themselves less than a year to do it. And it sounds like a long time, but it does go quickly. And I think getting the venue sorted was really paramount, because there's going to be a lot of people trying to book weddings, that I'm sure next year, with all the delays that have happened to weddings over the last year or two. So they thought they'd just go ahead and do it. Let's pop that one there, I think. Okay, so we've got all our bits and pieces stuck on. Now the next thing we want to do is add a bit of colour. Well, I've done that already on this one. So I've just got to put my... Right, so the doilies can now be put aside because they're dealt with. I've got a few bits and pieces here. I've got this piece that's just been sitting on my desk. This is a piece of Florentine paper, so that can go on. I think I'll just tear the edges a little, make it look a little less blocky. I don't want to lose too much of it, so try and just tear off a little bit around the edges. Right. Okay, that'll do. I'm not going to tear any more off. And I'll put that one, where shall I put that one? Up here. Put that one there, I think. And I've got this, this is a paper bag. And I thought, well, actually the paper's quite nice, and it's a lovely Christmas colour, so I thought perhaps I'll just put a bit of this on. It's quite thick. Some of it, I think that's where the seam was. I might just... I haven't done a very good job of tearing that, have I? It is a bit thick for tearing, so... But because it's such a bold colour, I don't think I need a lot of it, because it'll be quite visible. It's a slightly weird shape, but I think we'll just go with it. I'm going to pop that on there. Maybe up there. I don't know. I don't know really quite what I'm doing, but I'm just clunking things on. Now I've got some of the, what's it called, Vintage Studio 717 red and green Christmas scroll paper, which is really pretty, and I've got lots of scraps of that in my bag, so I might go for a bit of that. I'm not sure it's got enough colour in it for me, actually. Maybe a bit of green would be nice. So I've got this nice piece of green, which is really pretty. So I'm going to put that on there, I think. Alright, so how are we doing? We need a couple more. Well, I couldn't help myself. I had to pull out the bits I've got left of Rachel's Christmas kit. I bought it this year, but it's actually one of her older kits, I think. But I really love it. So it's got this really pretty strip here that I think I'd like to use. Tear that down a little bit. And I think I'll put that there, like that. And then I will use a little bit of, whoops, something come flying. A little bit of the, bit more of the, what you call it, Florentine paper, that's the word. So I've got a bit of this, I might just tear a piece of that off. So that's that. So it's going to have to go on there, I think. Should I put it on here? I might just straighten that up a bit. Put that up here. This piece is annoying me now because it's curling up. Anyway, that can go like that. That's all of those. And I think what she did next on hers, and I haven't quite decided how much of that I'm going to, well, I won't be able to do as many, very many, but I've got, is to put some frames. She put some frames on hers, and I did have a few frames left from a previous Roxy's challenge that we did, and so I thought I'd pull those out and see if any of them work. So I've only got blue ones, and I've got one green one. Oh no, I've got a black one as well. And I think I showed you in the previous video that I just used a smaller one and just double stamped it so that I just was able to make a frame and then cut it out on the inside. Can't remember which week it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago where we did stamping and frames. So I think I will see if any of these, see if this works on any of them. It's not something I'm all that sure about using. So I could try and just use a, I mean these are all too big I think to use the whole thing because they're enormous, although this is a big one. Maybe I could put that there, that's the greenish coloured one. Think about that. And then a bit of blue. I don't know. Blue doesn't really go with the red. Could I use a little bit of that one on there, maybe? Maybe on here. I'm just going to leave them there for the moment. I think I want to glue down my bits of coloured paper first. And again, I'm going to stick with dark glitter glue to prevent curlage, I think. Yeah, so the other part of our weekend, so we saw Hannah and George, had a lovely evening with them, and then on Sunday we went to some friends. We have these friends that, well, they're Richard's old school friends, so he's known them for, I don't know, 50 odd years maybe. But perhaps maybe a bit less than that, but a very long time anyway. I of course haven't known them for quite so long, but I've known them probably for nearly 40 years. And every year we all get together for a Christmas meal. There's 15 of us. We've been doing it probably for 30 years, although I don't think we did all of the early ones when the girls were small. But we've definitely been doing it for at least 25 years. And people take turns to host. But because not everybody has got the room to host a group that large, there's only really 4 couples that actually take turns to do the hosting, which is really good of them. You know, that every year they do all the preparation. Well, they get the table ready and cook the turkey and do some of that, and then between us, the rest of us take different parts of the meal. I think I've talked about this on another video, but whether it's one you've actually seen yet, I'm not sure. I've lost track of what videos what I've talked about on what videos, and some of them are clearly scheduled ahead. I have scheduled quite well ahead, so I may have talked about this or may not. I'm not sure. But anyway, we all take a different part of the meal, and make a contribution, and then we divvy up the costs at the end so that everybody ends up paying the same. Otherwise it wouldn't be fair on the people who are buying the drinks to pay the same as the people who are buying the carrots. That just wouldn't be fair. And we were doing the pigs in blankets, which is sausages wrapped in bacon, basically, if anybody doesn't know what they are, which I'm sure you all do. Yeah, so we all, and of course we weren't able to see each other last year, so it was a really lovely evening. It was, if you were sort of paused and listened, there was just chat going on all evening. Everybody were in catch-up mode because, so many things had happened. We're at that age where we're becoming grandparents, and Richard and I were the first of the first couple to become grandparents, but there have been more arrivals since then, and so we was looking at each other's grandchild pictures and talk of weddings, and I mean, before it was all what we were doing, but now it's all about what the children's lives and what they're getting up to. So it was a very nice evening, and I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about this one. I think I quite like this one here, so I'm going to pop that on, I think, and then cut it off. Yeah, and that was lovely. And we didn't get home till about 2 in the morning, which is pretty late for us. We don't normally go out that late. But we were just... I don't think anybody wanted to go. We were all so busy talking. Nobody was quite ready to go home. So I'm just going to put that one there. I wonder if I can use the other half somewhere else. Maybe I can. I'm not too sure about this blue one. I don't think it goes. I'm just going to whip that off. I quite like this one on here. This is black. This is a black one. Just trim that off. Yeah, so that was... Excuse me. So I have photos from that evening which may make its way into my Christmas journal. Because that was the first Christmas event that we had this year. It's the first time we've done anything specifically Christmassy, so I think it should be part of my journal. Now, so I've got that one, which I really like. Let's see if this black one would go anywhere. Could I put that up there maybe? How would that look? Weird, I think, is my first response. Doesn't quite work. No, I'm not sure I like that on that one. What about on this one? It's just a bit smaller, because this is only half a frame. That might work. I think I'll go with that. So I'm definitely not planning to put a frame on each of these, but then Rachel didn't either. She only put a frame on a few of hers. So I've got that one on there, and I think that looks okay. Now, what about this big boy up here? I'm still not convinced that that really worked as a... Maybe if I could just bring it down a bit. Maybe put it there. But it looks a bit empty, doesn't it, on this one? Because it's a big one and I've only used 2 elements, where I've had 3 elements on the others. So I think I might need a little something else. Now, what shall I put on the background just to make it look a bit more complete? I'm fancying something in another colour, maybe a bit of music maybe would look good on there. If I can find any. Don't know if there's any in this pack. I think there was, but I might have used it. I've got a bit of Nice bit of handwriting. Maybe I'll use a bit of that. Maybe I can just pop that on there. I think I might do that. I think it just looked too bare for me. Okay, let's put that one on there. I'm breaking the rules a little bit, but I think it's allowed. Got to make it work for me, haven't I? Don't think I'll just tear off this sticky out bit first. Okay, that's better. Now let's see about this piece. Yeah, so I think I'll just do that. Slightly over to the side. Try putting that on. And then we've got to find some focal points. I have lots of choices. I hope it's not going to take me too long to make my decisions. I will try not to faff too much. Okay, so I just need to trim that there and there. Okay. Right, so we're doing okay. It's got 3 with frames and 3 without. I'm okay with that. Right, and I just want to put all these bits back again. Right, shove them over to one side. Let's see what we've got now for focal points. Now the first thing I want to use, if I can find it, oh yes. So Rachel did some stamping on hers. Well, I think she did used a stamp for one of her focal points, and I've picked out this stamp, which I haven't used for a long time. I'd forgotten I had it. It's by a company called Indigo Blue, and it's a really nice stamp. It's called Teardrop Bauble. And I've stamped it in 3 colours just to see which one I might want to use, and I just think that's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see? It's got such lovely details. I've got the red. This is the Memento stamp. That's come out the best. I think that's come out the clearest. That's probably the one I'll use. And this is the Tim Holtz Distress Ink. No, Distress Oxide, I think. And this is Archival, the blue Archival. So I think the Archival one is probably the next best as far as clarity goes. But the red one's best, so I'm going to cut that one out and see if it goes anywhere. But I thought the other colours were nice as well, so I may end up using 2 of them. So she actually, I mean, like Rachel, I hadn't really thought about cutting around, so sort of fussy cutting these. But I think it's quite a nice idea. And I'm using a bit of old book page. It was actually one of the pieces of book page that I've used on the clusters. It was the one I took, some of the pages I took out of my German book for my altered book, and there were a couple of blank pages, as you find sometimes, so I've stamped on that, so it's almost blank and there's a bit of writing on the other side, but it's beautiful thick paper for stamping on. Nice quality. It's got a nice colour to it, so I thought that would be quite a nice one to use for this. So I'm just going to see how that looks and where it might go. So I quite like it there, except it's the wrong colour because of the red background. So where else might it fit? So I've got this one here, the curly one. It doesn't look too bad on there. Maybe a little bit big, I don't know. Let's have a look. If I can just get it to lie flat, I got a better idea. I think I quite like that. I wonder if... see, that turquoisey one goes quite well with that green. I'm not sure about that one, so might just cut out the blue one and just see if that works. as well. It's quite long, so it may not be ideal on some of these that are more sort of a squarish shape than a long shape. But we will have a quick look, see if it will go anywhere else, because I do really like it. I like the colour of the other one, but it looks a little bit smudged. I obviously didn't do a terribly good job, but I do find sometimes the Distress inks and the Distress oxides are quite difficult to stamp with and get a clear image. So I'm not sure that that's what they're meant for. So I've got this one here. I don't know if that really quite works. I think I need something bigger, wider on this one. I've got this, it's too big, or too tall, should I say. Might just go on there. Think about that one. This one might actually go on here better because it's got the red and the green. Let's just trim this bottom bit a little bit more. And maybe I think I prefer it on there actually. Okay, so that might be there. And this is a floater, so we'll see whether it goes anywhere. I don't know that it will. Right, so I have got some small pieces that I've picked out from, there's a mixture of Dreams, etc. And so I've got this bit of fabric I'd almost quite like to put this on. But am I mixing things up too much now? Do I add too many things? I don't know. Yeah, so this is a mixture of Dreams, etc. and what's it called? Eclectic Eggplant. You have to think about it every time I think about that, the name of that Etsy shop, because it's quite a mouthful. So this is from the Eclectic Eggplant, and I think Santa goes on there quite nicely. I quite like that, yes. And we have a little Christmas tree. Where might my little Christmas tree go? On there? On there? No. Can I put a little Christmas tree on here? No. Maybe on here then. Yeah, I think maybe on there. I might have to ink that because it just needs a little bit of an edge around some of the focal points may need a bit of inking, so we will see about that. What else have I got? Another little girl. She might look quite nice on there. I say another little girl. I haven't had a little girl yet, have I? Not another little girl. She's a little girl. On there? No. Maybe if I do it that way round, she might go better. Yeah. Okay, I like her on there. Okay, that's her. I maybe need something a little fatter on this one. What about him? Will he go on there? Not sure if he's quite big enough. Sorry, quite big enough to go on there. I have got a whole bunch of other stuff here to try. Bags of bits and pieces that I'm not sure if I'm going to want to use. This is why I need an ephemera for holder, because I have silly amounts of little bits in plastic bags. These are some stamps that I made probably 2 years ago, and I don't think I've hardly ever used them, and I thought maybe one of these would go on. These are made with napkins on book page. Maybe one of these would look quite nice on here. No, not, it's a bit too red. Maybe, no. Oh, what about this one? Oh, maybe that one would be nice. I think I quite like that. And he's a bit sweet, isn't he? I like him. Could I put him on there? Maybe I could. Oh, it'd be good to use some of these up. How are we doing? Ooh, I think we might be nearly there. Do I need a little something? Oh, look at him. He's adorable. I'm just wondering whether to put another little something. I know I'm not supposed to, but I can't help myself. Little something behind there. Just looked like there was a bit of a gap. Oh, I'm on a roll now. I want to use everything. So I've got that. It's just, I also like this one. I wonder whether this one would work. Whether this is too big, I don't know. Would that work on there? No, actually, I think I want the bigger one. Sort of like that. Yeah. I think so. I'll put these back. Forgot all about these. I'm glad I found them. Now I wish I'd used them some more. Right, so that's probably enough of these. Let me just... I'm going to have to ink them. I apologise. I tell you what. I'll turn the camera off. I'll ink them all and turn it back on. Then you haven't got to watch it because it's a bit boring. I'll be right. Right, so I've inked around all my focal point pieces. The little faux stamps didn't need it because they'd already been done. And while I was doing that, I was thinking actually some of them could do with a little bit of extra something. So I'm thinking I might add a little bit of washi. I also found this just floating around. It's just a piece I cut off from a ruffle, and I wondered if that might just go on somewhere. I don't know. Not all of them will need anything extra, but I think one or two of them could do with, particularly one or two that are just like this one has only got really the green. The green of the background and the green of the tree. So I might put a little bit of washi that brings out a bit of red. So I've got my washi tapes here. I don't want to go mad and too leery, but I thought I'd like a little bit of colour that just brings in a touch of red. So I think I might do a bit of this one. Oh, don't need there's scissors here. So just a little piece, I think. I might just put down there. Let's just pop that on. I think that might just finish it off. Just pop that there. And then let's put my Christmas tree on and call this one done. Like that. Just push it up a little bit. There we are. No, it's not even straight. Straight? No. That's it. Need a little bit more glue under there. Okay. There we are. So that one is finished. Now this one, the curly whirly one, again, I just feel it needs a little something extra. Like this little bit of Christmas tree. Oh no, I like this one, maybe for here. This is quite pretty. Again, it's not too bright, but it's just adds a little bit of Christmas sparkle, which I think would be nice. So it's gold with a tiny touch of red, and I think that's rather nice. So I might just pop that down there. And then Santa can go on here. It's not quite right. Let's have another look, see where it needs to go. Maybe it needs to just go a bit more over here. Yeah, a bit better. Okay. So some of these washes are the same set that I think that Rachel's got that she got from Amazon. I got this from Amazon as well. It's a really pretty set, mixed set of washi tapes. So yeah, I think that looks alright on there. Bit of weird paper stuck on the front of Santa. There we go. So that's that one. Now this one I think as fine as it is. I'm just going to stick my little faux stamp on here. I don't think it needs anything else. Just make sure I get into all the little nooks and crannies. Yep. Okay, that one's on there. I might just tear that little bit of, cut that little bit of stray doily off because it's going to just catch, I think. There we are. That's that one. What about this one? This is the big one. Just trying to get it so that you can still see the frame. And I'm thinking, does that need any extra washi on there? Not too sure that it does. I rather like this. I think it's got enough colour in it. I think I might just leave that as is. It's really nice sort of rediscovering things that you'd forgotten you had and then finding you actually like using them. Which is what's happened with these. I did make them quite a long while ago. So I didn't make them on camera, I'm pretty sure. I think I made them before I was doing videos, junk journaling videos. So I just had these sitting in my stash. I must have followed somebody else's video to make these. And now I'm thinking I need a little something up here. Looks a little bit empty up here in this corner. Can I do a little tiny something maybe? I've got any tiny somethings? Maybe there's a label I could put on. That's too big. Is that too much? Maybe if I just put that piece on. I might just take that off. Maybe that will just work in that corner. I think it will. Just a quick ink around. Oops. Ugh. So I'm still wondering whether that's the right thing to put there. whether a little label would look quite nice. Don't know if I've got anything quite suitable in the label front really. Oh, there's Season's Greetings. Would that work better? Let's have a look. Maybe that would be a better option. It's a bit sort of too much the same really, isn't it? Yeah, I think I might just do that instead. Bring in another element. I think this is from the Dreams Etc. kit. Right, yep, I think I like that. It's just as well because I've stuck it on now. Alright, and now I've got this one. So I've got my little faux stamp with the bunny on. I just sort of looked quite nice on there, so I thought I'd like to use him. And he's not bringing in another colour element because he's quite a neutral one, but he's bringing an element of cuteness, I suppose. Is that going to work? Yeah. Okay, put that there. I know there are, and you know I have a bit of an issue sometimes with the overuse of the word cute because it does get used a hell of a lot. But there are times when no other word will do. And this might be one of them. There we go. I like that. And the last one, now I think this one does need a little bit of washi. It's a bit too, not exactly monochromatic, but there's not a lot of colour going on this. But I do like her on there with the green. But I think I'd like to introduce just a little bit of something else. Bit of red. Or a bit of, this is some gold trees with red. Is that going to work? No, I think I need it to be more red, a bit more red than that. Maybe this one. Let's try. Just put it on there, not too firmly. No. What about there? I don't really like it being, I don't know. I'm not sure that one works for me. Maybe I'll use this one again. I do like this one. Yeah, just brings in a little touch of red, which I think it needs. Okay. Let's glue that down. Okay. A little bit of the doilies just sticking up here. Good. It's a washi back. I'll find a home for that one. Can I find a home up here? I might just manage to pop it under there. Is that going to work? Maybe that go. No, just not overdo it. Okay, I've just added that little tiny bit at the top there. I may have over-egged the pudding, as they say, but I felt I needed to put it somewhere. I don't think it looks too bad. Okay, let's have a quick look at these clusters. I haven't found a home for this, but that's okay. I'll find a home for it one day. Okay, so I've got this one. And this one. So are we central? And this one. This little one. This one and this one. Let's just make sure that I'm still properly on camera. Oh yeah, we're all good. Okay. Oh, I've really enjoyed doing these. They're so much fun. Thank you, Rachel, yet again, for a great idea. I've enjoyed these a lot. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this too. I hope you're all making some clusters at home. And do let me know if you are. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.